Hello, my friends. I hope you're having a lovely day. And in today's video, we're playing the Adventures of Poppy, which is probably something you haven't heard of. Or maybe you did and you're like, who the hell would play that? Well, here we are. So I saw the trailer for this game, and I was like, something about this game I like. I saw the character's main animation. I was like, that's nice. That's a nicer animation than you'd usually see in an old school game. And I was like, sorry, I'm adjusting my volume in my headset. Um, I was like, it reminded me of games I used to play back in the day when I was a child on the NES. So that's, I think, roughly 180 years ago. But the things I saw, in the trailer reminded me of, I never know if I'm saying this right. I used to say Faxanadu, but that can't be right. I was a little kid. Fazanadu. So, like, kind of a Metroidvania game where you'd get items and power up your abilities and explore this, for lack of a better phrase, open world. Go in dungeons, fight bosses, all that. I saw this trailer and I was like, it's giving me Fazanadu vibes. And I was like, I'm down with that. It also gave me Little Nemo vibes. Little Nemo on the NES vibes. Which is when you're a little kid in that game, and there are sections where you're tiny. I don't know if I can make that. I forget exactly where you are in that game where you're tiny, but yeah, there's moments where you're in environments that are big and you're small. And it also reminded me of Chip and Dale for the same reasons. So I was like, oh, well, I really like those. Well, I can't do this. I really like those games. You can't attack while you're crawling. Why? I don't know. I really like those games as a kid. Let me give this a go. So I played. Just trying to. There's no map as far as I know, so it's yeah. There's no map, so it's a little hard to keep track of everywhere where you can go or memorize everywhere you can go. Man, I'm talking to you guys and I completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying before this? Well, anyway, I played last night for about maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. And I'm trying to think of how to describe this game. Oh, we're not going anywhere else here. I don't have. If there's an ability to jump further or anything like that, I don't have it yet, so that's why I can't go any further. Gonna do one more check though. So yeah, this is gonna hurt. Oh, you can get fall damage too. Not my favorite in a platformer, but whatever. So I played for like 2 hours, and I was like, I don't know how to describe this without sounding mean, and I'm not trying to be mean. I don't think this is a bad game, but I don't want to say it's a low effort because that doesn't justify, or that doesn't really signify what I'm trying to say. It's just, I'm just gonna say what I was thinking. Have you ever played a game, oh boy, where you knew it wasn't a great game, but you liked it anyway? I know this isn't a great game. There are other games in this genre, in this style, that are better. A lot better. But there's just... I'm gonna go for this jump. There's just something about this game that I'm enjoying. Oh, this is big. A bow. Story checked out. Now, see, you would think I could use that as a weapon, but I can't. I thought it was going to be a game changer. I don't want to drop. I'm pretty sure I remember this area, but there's no easy way for me to get back. Yeah, it's just not. Maybe I could describe it this way. If I made this game as my first game, I would be like over the moon. I'd be like, man, I'm really proud of myself. There's some nice animations in there. There's like a cohesive idea. There's some fun environments. Okay, dude. I'm proud of this. And then, you go back years later after you've been making games for a while, or you make a few games and you're like, boy, oh boy, what was I thinking about this thing? Not that it's bad, but you're just like, now that I'm much more experienced and I've made a lot more stuff, I can see how this should have been different and that should have been different. So that's the vibes this game gives me. And again, talking to you guys and remembering where I've been and where I haven't been is tough. Have I done this one? It's not easy. It's not easy to remember this. Okay, so this I remember, but I should have gotten this because I'm realizing this isn't health, because health is potions. This is an extra heart container. All right, I'm back on track, I think. So yeah, there's things you'd want to fix, things you want to adjust. The controls are also, I don't know how to describe it other than sticky. Should have went for another attack on that guy. They're not bad, but they're a little sticky. They're a little rigid, especially on, like, if you're going to jump on a platform like this, the timing is a little weird. It's not bad, but it's not as tight as I would like it, or as you'd expect from a game like this. I can't make this jump. See, like that. I feel like I'm hitting the button at the right time, and I know in other games I would have been able to make that jump, but I fell there. So it's a little finicky. There you go, that's the word. Don't turn around, dude. Okay. So I've done nothing but complain, but here I am playing it, and I'm gonna see it through to the end, not because I'm like, oh boy. Well, that's that. Where am I gonna go now? Trying to think of where else I could go that I haven't been. Okay. I think I remember somewhere I could go. But yeah, I'm having some kind of fun. There's just something about it that I enjoy. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go back that way, aren't I? Oh no. Actually, maybe that would be better. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud of where I've been and what I can do. To get to... Oh, that's right, this is... Oh, well. I'm just gonna... Yep. I can't do this, because I can't jump over there. See, I'm remembering. Now I can drink this potion. So, again, this is the second time while I'm playing this, trying to figure out where to go and what to do, that I forgot what I was saying a second ago. But anyway, I'm here and I'm playing it. Oh, I was going to get into, maybe there's an element of nostalgia to it, and not in the way you might think. Because again, I'm 160 or 80 years old. I'm so old I don't remember how old I am. Back in the day when you were a little kid and you were playing video games, and you rented games, if you were lucky enough to have a rental store by you, or I guess even if you bought a game, that's, yes, excellent. You were a kid, so you were at the, your parents were buying you games. You were, when you're 8 years old, you don't have a job. So when you got a game, when someone bought you a game, or you rented a game, if you bought the game, that's it. You got it forever. And I'm getting so confused. I want to go back to that spot that scared me before, and now I need to jump that way. I don't feel like this is the right way. I feel like I did this already. Well, we've all learned that I can't play Metroidvania style games while talking to you guys. Yep, here's the pit I can't do. But when you got games as a kid, that was it. You got the game. it's if you didn't like it, it's not like you could go buy something else, or you could just return it and get something else. Or if you got a rental, it's not like you could just take it back right away and be like, I'm getting another one. Well, I'm sure that was the case. Obviously, you could. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But when I was a kid, you got that game and that was it. That's what you played. If you're doing a rental, 3 to 5 days, whatever it was. But more if you bought it as a kid, or as it was bought for you. Maybe you bought it with birthday money, or somebody bought it as a gift. You'd play it because you didn't know when you were going to get another game. You didn't know. You might be like, oh, I'm not getting another game until Christmas, or oh, I got to save up. Ah, yes, now I remember. You got to save up money, and you're like, oh, what do you get for chores, or what do you get an allowance? How long is it going to take for you to buy a game? And if you're buying, depending on a game you want, it could be more or less expensive, and you're like, it's gonna take me a year to just get that money. So you were stuck with that game. You played it. And sometimes, of course, I'd love to think of an example right now, like a specific game, but you'd get the game and you're like, oh no, this isn't a good game. Now that could be, a game you were excited about that turned out not to be good. Or more often, you'd look at a game box at the store and that's all you had to go on, and you're like, well, the back of the box looks good. I like what I'm reading back here, and you'd buy it or get it, and you're like, uh-oh, this is a bad game. So you didn't have a choice. You played it. So sometimes you would, because you wanted to play a game, and that game was staying in your collection, you just play it. And then the things that you didn't like, I don't want to say you started to like, but maybe you did. Sometimes you started to like those things. Or other times you just came to tolerate them. And there's certain, there's a certain jank to some old NES games. I wish I had a better term than jank, but in my head, jank explains it. Exactly. Where, everything worked, but it didn't feel great. That's like this game. Everything works, but it doesn't feel great. And you just came to work with it. That was it. Again, it was the game you had. You were either going to play that game or you weren't going to play anything until you got another one as a present or were able to buy one. So that's it. You played the games you had. Even if they weren't the best, you suffered with them, and sometimes you came to... Oh, what am I thinking? You came to appreciate them. And that's exactly what this game reminds me of. So, am I enjoying it because of that nostalgia where I'm like, well, back in the day when I was a kid, I played a whole bunch of games I wasn't crazy about, but that's what I had. It seems like a weird reason to continue playing a game because obviously now I don't have to do that. But it also makes me think, stick with the game. Maybe you'll get something out of it. And I at no point when I was playing this game was I like, oh, this is bad. I was like, it's all right. But it's given me that feeling of being a kid and being like, oh, this is the game I got, which makes it sound like it's horrible, but I don't think it's horrible. So I'd be very curious to see what other people... I haven't looked at reviews or anything about this game. To know... I knew I shouldn't have done that one. To know what people are saying or thinking. I don't know if they're just like, this is horrendous. Why would you play this when there's so many other great platformers or Metroidvanias or whatever? And I'd be like, I agree. I can't fault you with that. It's not like it's anything special in graphics or soundtrack. Soundtrack is particularly annoying to me, but you know how I am with soundtracks now. Oh, I think I went this way last time. I'm trying to get to a portion of the game that was a backyard, like a house, and a storm grate. Oh, I knew it as soon as I did it. Because there was something, I don't even remember. There was something I wanted to do there. Oh, there's a portion of the house I couldn't get through, and there was something I left behind because I couldn't pick it up because, as was the case with some old games, see in the upper right-hand corner, I have 3 item slots. Well, when I found this other thing, I already had 3 items. Oh, that's so I couldn't pick it up, and it's got to be like, well, there's no way to... Oh, I did it again. No way to mark this on the map, and there's... Oh, my God. I gotta gather myself. No way to mark this on the map, so you just gotta commit it to memory. I could have taken a picture, I guess, with my phone, but it wouldn't have mattered. Like, I don't have a map. So it's things like that. I'm sure if there's, speedrunners will speedrun any game. I'm sure there's speedrunners out there who would love this game because they'd find all kinds of shortcuts and stuff like that. Maybe they wouldn't love this game, but it'd probably be a fun one to speedrun because I'm sure you could break it in a few different ways. It's one of those games. It's one of those, I honestly don't know. Go, 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 go. Oh, I made it that time. Was it a limitation of the developers? Was it a limitation of the game? Was it lazy developers? I'm talking about the fact, look at this. I don't know how to get that thing. I'm talking about, the item thing. As in, you can only carry 3 and you'll just have to remember this is here and come back and get it later. Oh, okay. That was easy enough. I don't know if that was a technical limitation for some games or not. I honestly don't know. But I've often thought of it as a way to artificially extend a game experience, because you add to the playtime when you force people to backtrack and get the where you force people. Yep, I deserve it. Just yep. I committed, and it was wrong. It was a bad idea. So yeah, artificially extend the gameplay. Be like, my game's 8 hours, and you're like, well, 4 of that is like backtracking to get things because you couldn't carry them all. I don't know if that was the case. Just my line of thinking. So this is like a snapshot. You're in my way here, dude. Of an era when games were figuring out how to be. I don't know any other better way to say it. Games were figuring themselves out, seeing what worked and what didn't, what players wanted and what they didn't want, or how they wanted things to be and where they wanted things tweaked. Maybe a little tweak here could make a big difference, or maybe these mechanics would need to be taken away altogether. And then, some of those became tropes of the genres, and some of them became things that you don't see anymore. And then when a game does do those things, people are like, games stopped doing this 30 years ago. Why would you have this in your game? That's up to the developer. I don't know. So this is for me an interesting game. I gave this guy a shoe, and he built me a bridge with his butt. That's all you need to know about that. It's an interesting game for me because, like I said, it brings up memories. It brings up interesting questions. Are there better games I could be spending my time with? Yes, but there's just something in me that I don't even want to say is tickled. Here we go. This is what I was trying to get. It's not tickled by this game. It's, I don't even know what the right word is. It's just, the game does something for me. But I'm sure it doesn't do anything for you. And this is going to end up being the longest video that I've done for any of my gameplay videos since I've returned. So, on that note, we're going to stop it right here. I'm going to continue because I'm enjoying this lackluster game. But if you suffered through this almost 20-minute video, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching and listening and hanging out and whatever. Whenever you're watching this, I greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'll be back with another one. So I will see you all next week.